okay, so first off, I do feel that there is a re-injection of massive energy, especially like physical, sexual energy that is coming through for you for this month, okay? And I do feel that is the energy crowning this reading. There is that sense of passion. I do feel passion that is being reignited or being revived. And I do feel that for a lot of you, you are interested in somebody who has a lot of suitors, or you yourself have a lot of suitors. And I feel like all of these signs are coming in. They all carry something, which means, an offer. So a lot of you could be, could face being flagged down by many, many suitors, just wanting to offer you some sort of a relationship. But I do feel you might want to be careful because the quality of these people, they're all in the reverse position. So it's not looking too great. The only person in the upright position is a fire sign. And if you're debating whether or not this is a viable person, I do feel that the fire sign is the most stable. So fire signs are Aries, Sagittarius, Leos, okay? And he or she is showing up as a king figure, which means this is somebody who's in very control of their emotions, who exudes a lot of passion, but they don't act recklessly. They're very calculated. They're very regal looking, possibly very handsome, and just somebody who is, the whole package. So they have a lot of energy, but they don't scatter their energy. They're very directed. And at their best, they will always, always stand by you. They will always defend your honor. I know that sounds archaic, but we want a partner that stands by us. So they will always defend your honor. So I definitely feel that you are interested in this person. Potentially, you might want to see them. For those of you where, you're interested in this person, they have a lot of suitors. So I do feel like, potentially a love triangle can happen in which you like this person, but there's somebody else, possibly an earth sign, that's pursuing you. So you're being pursued by an earth sign while you are trying to pursue a fire sign. And the earth sign that is trying to pursue you is potentially from the past. It could be new, but I feel like for a lot of you, it might be somebody from your past trying to come back into your life now that you've moved on. They decided they want you back. And, it's messy energy. But what I'm sensing is the earth sign is Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. So there is this trail of, one person chasing you, you're chasing somebody else, and then the other person is not aware of your feelings. So, make yourself known if they're not aware of your feelings, because I feel like they have a lot of suitors. You yourself might have a lot of suitors. So things get complicated mainly because we have so many options and we don't really want to make our feelings known. But it's really important for you, if you're interested in this fire sign, he or she is a very good catch. And I do feel that you have a renewal in a love relationship right now. So for those of you who are not, where this fire sign is not a love interest, I do feel a lot of admiration coming from you to a fire sign. This can be a boss, a supervisor, somebody you work in close proximity with, and you are just so fascinated by the way they carry themselves, by the charisma that they exude. And overall, you just feel as if they're kind of like your role model. They're somebody that you really admire, you look up to, and you want to emulate their success, okay? And I do feel that you definitely have a potential here to either partner up with them in work or romance. But I do feel that because you're a water sign and they're a fire sign, it's going to take some time for this relationship to merge in a way that is not disruptive to both parties' lives. Okay, I hope that makes sense, the way that came out. But I do feel that a partnership is definitely in the works for you because your foundation is the Two of Wands. And the Two of Wands is basically knowing what we're worth, knowing what we want, and not settling. So if this is the person that you want to partner up with in love or work, that's the person that you're not going to settle. That's the person that you're going to pursue, and you're not going to settle for anything less. Okay, so this is a very, very positive card. So once again, I'm going to say that, the high priestess, like that sense of inner knowing, that sense of trusting our intuition. I do feel for a lot of you, you are interested in this fire sign. And the advice here is, let your feelings be known, okay? Show your feelings. It's time to uncover yourself. It's time to to stop being a wallflower and then emerge forward into the light where people can have a good view of you, where you can, entice this fire sign with, your presence. Because it seems like they're very they're long-term strategists. So their mind is perpetually, like miles away. And they need something like staring at them right in front of their face in order for them to stop what they're doing and pay attention. So you really have to put yourself out there. And I feel like a lot of you feel like you have been putting yourself out there, and Cancers are innately very, very shy. Cancers and Virgos, Pisces sometimes, but Cancers and Virgos are notoriously shy. So I feel like you might feel as if, oh, I've tried so hard. I said hi, but that's not enough, because it's a fire sign. They need to be hit in the face in order for them to realize that you like them. So make sure that you make your intentions known, okay? And you have to do this in a very, very straightforward way, unfortunately, because you're dealing with a different element here. So either way, it's a very, very good start to a new beginning, and I do feel I am getting a very positive vibe with this fire sign. They have a very regal energy about them, and they're very fiercely independent, so they don't really need a partner, but they would be interested in you as long as you make your feelings known, okay? What's coming in here is the Four of Cups in the reverse position. So I do feel you have several suitors here, and whichever one you go with, I don't feel you can go wrong, but you have your eyes fixed on somebody else. So you're going to pursue the other person rather than, taking the other offers, which is fine because it's important to go after what we want. And I feel like for Cancers, that takes a lot of guts. So, good for you. In terms of the advice here, we have Seven of Cups. And the Seven of Cups is, it's all about fantasies. It's all about having many, many options and being indecisive. So I do feel that, take a moment to really enjoy the company of people around you. Take a moment to consider friendship in the other suitors. So don't go, trailblazing or out blazing. What is that expression? Just don't go all out, and don't be so tunnel vision and fixated on this one fire sign that, you scrap or you turn down all the other options. It's important to know what we want, but at the same time, I do sense that it's important for you to turn your attention, just broaden the scope of your attention, because this is a card of illusions as well. So this fire sign, for all you know, they might be married. So find out their marital status before you, charge full speed, okay? So find out their marital status. I don't sense anything bad associated with them, but I do feel that for a lot of you, this might be a person in your work environment, because external to you is the Emperor in the reverse position. And this is the person that wields a lot of power. So this could be a supervisor. This could be somebody who is who you're working under, and you're trying very, very hard to please, for example. And it's somebody that you want to emulate, but you don't really have opportunities to speak to them in a more open-hearted manner. And there might be a little bit of an arrogance about them, just a slight arrogance. And you want to have an opportunity to speak to them or to approach them on a more level playing field, but the power dynamics in the relationship is very apparent, which might explain why you are so attracted to them. But relationships, and it's weird, I was telling Aquarius this too, relationships that are built on power imbalances are not healthy. It's an infatuation. It's an infatuation. As a result of it, it's not going to be anything stable and long-term. However, in this situation, I do feel that fire sign is in a good position. He or she is very honorable. So I do feel that if it's not a supervisor, if it's not somebody where you would violate work contracts, if you were to pursue them, then it's fine. Just go for it. In terms of your hopes and fears, we do have here the Ace of Coins. And the Ace of Coins in the reverse position indicates to me that you want to build on this, but you're afraid the other person might not reciprocate, okay? And at the same time, you're thinking to yourself, like, so for example, you're interested in someone, and then there's another person interested in you, and the other person that is interested in you that you're not really feeling, they keep hovering around you. So for some reason, your hopes and fears is that you fear misunderstanding. You fear that the person you like might think you're already taken. So you try your best to push the other person away that you're not interested in. And you might go out of your way to avoid them, or to say, like, to just not be caught in their periphery, mainly because you don't want the misunderstanding. So that's what I'm sensing. And I'm sensing like a love triangle in the making. So be very cautious about this situation and make sure that you only date one person. If you've got like another person hanging on that you're not interested in, sever ties with them before you pursue somebody else. It's just the right thing to do. It's the nice thing to do. It's the decent thing to do as a person. But it's also, good karma as well. You want to sever one ties before you move on to the next. Because what I'm sensing is this, and it's actually quite funny. Um, I'm sensing this trail of unrequited love. It's like it's a trail of unrequited love. So, one person following the other. This is you in the middle, but the fire sign can also be you because you're exuding this energy where you're charging full speed ahead. You're very charismatic and people are very receptive to you. So I feel like, but it's a trail of unrequited love. People are not turning around and looking at one another. So what I'm feeling is for those of you who have been dealing with an earth sign, an ex-lover, a lot of you are getting communication from this ex-lover and you're charging full speed ahead to reconcile with this ex-lover, okay? An earth sign ex-lover. If you're doing that, it's not going to end well, so you want to be very careful. For those of you who are dealing with unrequited love from a crush who is well, let me rephrase that. If you're dealing with unwanted attention coming from an earth sign, and this is a new earth sign, the advice here is actually this earth sign might be a lot more up your alley than you think, okay? So I feel like there is a sense of you want somebody who is more mature, who's more seasoned, and you feel like this earth sign is really not there yet. And you feel like they might not have enough to offer you in terms of life experience, more than anything. The advice here is, take a second look, give them a chance, okay? So if there's nobody else that you're interested in and it's just this person, let them take you out for a coffee date, get to know them a little bit better because I feel like they might surprise you. And they have all these things hovering around them. So I feel that they have a lot of suitors too. And people who have a lot of suitors, they're generally great people, They're generally great people, and that's why they have a lot of suitors. So you might want to reconsider this instead of taking a plunge with that other option that might have so many suitors, they might not have the time for you. But either way, my point here is that there are a lot of options on the romantic front. There are a lot of people circulating around you, creating quite a buzz. There is new love coming through with the Ace of Cups. You're kind of turning your back to it. So there's definitely, somebody showing interest in you and you might not reciprocate, but there's definitely, that on the offering. So you might want to just slow down a little bit and take opportunities as they come in. Don't be too quick to reject things, okay? Because I definitely feel very, very strong love energy coming through here. All right. So Cancers, please enjoy your Thanksgiving. Stay safe. Don't move too fast. I feel like a lot of momentum, a lot of distraction. I'm sensing not so much work, but it's a lot of momentum, a lot of distraction. Okay. So be very, very careful when, I don't feel any travel delays or anything like that, but I do feel that, okay. Another thing is, rose-colored glasses. If you're fascinated with somebody because of the power dynamics, because of the larger than life like cult of personality that they're bringing with them, if the person is like, I guess, what's the best way to put this? If you're fascinated with somebody's, okay, well, we all have different reasons why we like somebody, but I do feel that for this month, you want to be very, very careful with people who are very self-absorbed, okay? And what I mean by that is they're so caught up in accomplishments. They're so caught up in, the superficial things in life that they don't really see what's important. So I feel like for the past few months, cancers have been doing a lot of introspection when it comes to what they need to be happy. So, don't undo all of that work, that introspection that you've been doing for the past few months, and jump into relationships with somebody who has that perfect outer appearance, but they have really no substance to back it up. Or they're just, the relationship was all about them. It's all about building their own empire. It's really about, the relationship was it's very one-sided, what all the effort or your time, everything was about propping them up rather than working towards a more egalitarian relationship. So keep that in mind. Be careful about people who, on the first date talks about themselves and asks you nothing about you, and they don't show interest in getting to know you as a person. Those are red flags. So don't be um don't be too, I guess, like, don't wear those rose colored glasses to your dates where you can't gauge them objectively, okay? I feel like overall, a lot of you have a lot of love to give, and there are a lot of people, suitors, around you. So you might be just dating a lot in general. Also, for those of you who are coupled, I do feel, the couple relationship, there is going to be a rejuvenation in the romance. And I definitely feel work-life imbalance um, has been messing up with the vibe in the relationship, but now things are starting to open up for you. Ease of communication, ease of showing affection is coming through. Also, going back to what I was saying about, egotistical people, if you go on a first date and they ask you absolutely nothing about yourself, or they ask one question and then they talk about themselves for like the rest of the night, it's a pretty, it's a huge red flag. So don't be so fixated on this one person, and that you're so fixated on the outcome that you don't see all the warning signs, okay?